Guys, it's Ben from Island Computers again. This is just a quick video to talk about the state of Telstra. Not necessarily their 4G network, which is fine, it's good, it's the best one in Australia. It could be better, but this is more to do with Telstra email. Now, I think it's become pretty clear to everybody over the last year to 2 years that Telstra's email service has dive bombed, and it doesn't seem to be recovering at any point soon. Now, let me give you a bit of background about this. The original server that they used was mail.bigpond.com, and it's taken them basically 30 years to get to the point to replace that with the Telstra.com mail server, and they've had a lot of rocky roads in between where they tried to go across to using the Microsoft email, which didn't work for them, so they went back to using the Telstra Big Pond thing. Recently, in about a year ago, they attempted to turn off the Big Pond server, and I was so relieved when I heard that they were going to be doing this, because I contracted with them in 2003 and told them, your mail server is complete crap, you need to replace it within a year because it's going to fall over. 20 years later, they've turned it back on. And it's the same one. As far as I can tell, it's the same one. Now, one of the things that does concern me, aside from it going up and down like a yo-yo all the time, and it's not an NBN issue, there are NBN issues in there at some points, but most of the time when the email's not coming through, it's that server, that crappy 30-year-old server that they're still using. Now, another thing that's completely inexcusable in this day and age, and this is how I can tell that they are still using that server, is that you can only use a 10-character, maximum of 10-character or even 8-character password for your email if you end up having to reset it. And it won't allow you to use special characters. So it won't allow you to use an @ symbol. It won't allow you to use an exclamation mark or a question mark. In this day and age, that is inexcusable. Password these days should be up to 130 characters if you want it to be. I know that's bonkers, but you use a password manager to save it. But not being able to do things like replace your A's with an @ symbol, or your E's with a 3, or your I with an exclamation mark, or put an exclamation mark at the end or the start, or that sort of stuff, there's no excuse for it. It really is no excuse. So this is why I would recommend to everyone, and I have said this before, I've been very open about this, stop using Telstra email. Get yourself a Gmail account or an Outlook account, and then get your email address, your Telstra email address, redirected to that Gmail. Obviously, the biggest problem here is the fact that if you're still relying on the Big Pond email to send you some emails or receive some emails from there, you're still at the mercy of that crappy old server. If their server goes down, which in one case was 10 days before they could actually recover it, 10 days, and people are using this email server for business. I don't understand why you're doing it. You're still not going to receive those emails. But if you're using a Gmail or an Outlook server, which is a cloud-based server, so they have servers all over the planet, and if one of those goes down for whatever reason, for maintenance or a fire or cold or an asteroid hits it, it's not going to happen, but you know what I mean, then it will get picked up by all the other servers around the world. With Telstra, one server in Mount Waverley, that's it. So don't rely on it. Their service is just complete rubbish at the moment for email. Definitely change to Gmail or Outlook. Obviously, if you'd like my help to do this, I'm very happy to do it. I've done it a lot for people. The biggest hurdle with this is the fact that you need to basically email everybody and say, hey, look, I've changed my email address. This is the new one. So say it was islandcomputers@bigpond.com. I've now changed to islandcomputers@gmail.com. That's an example, but You need to let everybody know. And if you've registered services or accounts like Facebook or YouTube or well, you shouldn't be doing YouTube because that's Gmail anyway. But if you've registered with any of those websites or services, then you obviously need to update your email address with them. But the benefits of doing that long term are massive. The fact that you don't have to rely on these incompetent idiots that are still using this 30-year-old server, there's no argument, especially if you're, for some weird reason, trying to run your business with a Big Pond email address, which you honestly shouldn't be doing anyway. It's very reasonable to buy your own hosting, not through Telstra Business. Theirs is rubbish. Please don't do it. So the TLDR, or too long didn't watch, of this is Telstra email is crap. Please don't use it. Use Gmail or Outlook. Just the only services you really should be using Telstra for these days is your phones. Even their internet is complete crap as well. You know, you're much better off going with Aussie Broadband or My Republic and having your internet with them. And then you're not going to get throttled. You're not going to have the challenge of too many people on the service at any one time. Obviously, you're still at the mercy of the NBN, who are complete crap as well. But, oh well, what do we do? But at least from the point of view of your email, you can rely on Google and Microsoft to always have your email working. And when you need to do the reason this has come up is because I constantly have to create aliases or do verifications of people's Microsoft accounts on Windows 10. And when the Big Pond service has gone down, like right now, I can't verify someone's account, and I'm trying to do that for 3 machines. So what do? I just have to wait until Telstra service is back up because the customer hasn't added their phone number or another email address to it. So it becomes a very annoying addition to my work if people are relying on such a chonky old service. So please do yourselves a favour, stop using Big Pond email or even the Telstra email, even though that's actually on a new server. I'd still just say use Gmail, use Outlook, or use iCloud. It doesn't matter. You know, either of those, Microsoft, Google, or Apple. I wouldn't recommend Apple though. But yeah, Gmail's the way to go, or Outlook. So, call me if you need me to help you out with that. Thanks.